Hello again. It's Marie-Louise de Boyrie, and I have a story to share with you. A few years ago, I was walking in my favorite forest, and I got the urge to go home and write a story. And as I arrived home, I pulled out pen and paper and began to write, and about 15 minutes later, I had this complete story. And I had shared it with a friend who thought perhaps it would be something beneficial for children to hear. So maybe you'd be interested in sharing it with your children or children in your life. And I would love to hear back from you about your thoughts or experience or anything else you want to share after hearing it. And the story is called Peacefully Present. As the dawn approached, the sweet songs of the early birds began to softly fill the air. It was a crisp, cool spring morning. The grass was dew-covered and glistened in the moonlight. Tavia lay nestled in her blankets in a deep, restful sleep. As the birds began to awaken and join in song, her dreams shifted to a magnificent treehouse. She envisioned herself resting in a cozy hammock high in a large sequoia tree, listening to the birds. As she lay there, peacefully present, she began to wonder what it might be like to fly, to soar high above the ground, free as a bird. Suddenly, an eagle lands on a branch beside her. Head turned sideways, the eagle carefully examined Tavia, peacefully present, laying in a hammock that stretched between two large, sturdy branches. Tavia thought again about flying like an eagle. Shifting slightly in the hammock, she began to feel itchy between her shoulder blades. Tavia swiftly sat up as two large wings emerged from her back. The eagle winked at her and waved for her to follow as he launched off the branch into beautiful golden sky. The sun was peeking across the meadow when they reached the canopy. Tavia beamed from ear to ear as she gracefully flapped her powerful wings. Gliding down, swirling around, and exploring all the sensations. Presently peaceful, she began to feel as though she was a bird. At that moment, Tavia jolted up out of bed to a loud crash. She quickly ran to the window and saw a bird laying on the ground. An eagle, to be exact. She ran out of her room, down the stairs, and out the back door. She wrapped the eagle in her nightshirt and carried it inside. She got a towel and wrapped the eagle with it, holding it tightly. Sending positive vibes and thoughts of gratitude about her experience flying, she focused on visions of the eagle soaring high in the sky once again. Breathing slowly and deeply, she began to feel a connection to the eagle. She could feel its heart beating rapidly. As she felt the heartbeat, she focused on slowing it down. Her deep breaths were soothing, like the sound of waves. The eagle's heartbeat slowly began to calm down. As she looked down, the eagle winked at her. He began to shift in the towel. Tavia stood up and walked toward the back door. The eagle gently squirmed as she walked through the door. Dropping to her knees on the dewy grass, she laid the towel in front of her. The eagle slowly stood up, ruffled his wings, and winked at Tavia again. The eagle flapped his wings and began to fly away. Tavia was in awe of this magnificent experience, unsure of being awake or dreaming. She pinched herself. I am, she muttered as her mom walked through the open door. Tavia, how many times have I told you to close the door behind you? Her mom asked as she walked towards Tavia, shaking her finger. Mom, you would not leave. What just happened? Tavia gasped with excitement. What is it, Tavia? Her mother asked. What happened? I dreamt I was flying like an eagle. Then I woke up and the eagle hit my window and landed underneath it. So I came out to see if I could help it. And I did. It just flew away. It was the eagle from my dream. It winked at me, just like in my dream. Tavia frantically explained to her mother. Tavia's mom reached her hand out to Tavia and drew her into her chest as she rubbed Tavia's back. She discovered an eagle's feather. Tavia and her mother held each other as they felt the magic of love flowing through them, peacefully present. By Marie-Louise de Boyrie. Thank you for listening.